You're good. Woo. That's why you come on early, just in case there's something that goes down. You're funny. Can y'all hear me? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Do me a favor. Can you see if you can see this on your phone? Yeah. I can't tell. What? I'm ready now.
I heard you raising.
I know. Well, you told me, so I can't. I mean, it's.
Man, I should have gave you some tequila before you got on there.
No, because then it would sound really bad. Really, really bad.
Calm your nerves.
I'm calm.
All right, here we go. I'll play the intro.
Okay.
Mom goes down, she means now. The phone goes sweet, boys always wanna eat. You got me on shoes, I'm gonna go broke. You stick your hooks on, making me choke. Get off his back, get in the tide.
Get your phone on silent, right?
And that means now, ow, ow.
Yes.
But there's one sound.
And I turned off the notifications.
What does the mommy say? Brush your teeth and make your bed. Return the books you already read. Don't hit your brother in the head. What does the mommy say? Wash your face, pick up your toys. And no, you can't drive the car, boy. Can you stop making all that noise? What does the mommy say? We got to go. Why you got to be so slow? Get in the car so we can go. What does the mommy say? How do you call and wash your hands? What say you're gonna be your man? Don't say you can't when you know you can. What does the mommy say?
Laugh from keep from crying?
Because she keeps breathing. I think you're hearing her breathe.
Oh, that's
not
her,
me.
okay.
Yes.
You can guess, girl. You ain't gonna be nervous. So just remember, after you hear it finish, you just say dfwradio.com and introduce yourself. You say you're standing in for Cheryl. Is it Cheryl or Cheryl?
Stop. Cheryl Richner. Got it.
Richard. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a D in it. I'm messing with you. Love me, baby. Uh-oh. 14 seconds left.
You can hear what the mommy says on dfwiradio.com, Mondays at 11 a.m. Visit her at www.mochamob.com.
You're on.
DFWI Radio. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Shanterra McBride. I have the honor of sitting in for the original Mocha MoB, Miss Cheryl Richner. I am excited to be here with you. I'm also on Facebook Live at this moment, and I'm looking at myself, and I have Janet Jackson look going on of poetic justice, and that's about all, because Janet got a six-pack at what, 50? Yeah, so that's it. It's just the hair, and these are not box braids, but whatever. Got the Janet Jackson look. And I have to introduce Producer T. The only reason I am able to not like have a breakdown right now is because he is in the room and he is running everything.
Yeah,
and he's doing this. So I want to go ahead and get started because what?
No, I saw a phone call.
You saw a phone call?
404. That's Atlanta. You know people in Atlanta?
No, but my guest does.
Oh, okay.
So can we tell them to?
You can call back.
Yes. Give us like 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. Call back in about 20 minutes.
I love it. Okay, y'all. So I have. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. Tell you why I'm here. What the summer is going to be looking like. And then I will have, I will introduce my guest. So again, my name is Shanterra McBride. I'm the founder of Marvelous University, where we offer life coaching and success planning for young people, specializing in leadership development for girls and young women. I'm an author, a speaker, a writer, a blogger, an educator, and a person who just loves working with girls. I love pouring into girls, and I feel like that's just where I am right now in this season of my life. I've also, as an author, I've written a book called Love Your Jiggle, The Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous. And my publisher has decided that the first person to comment about Love Your Jiggle in the Facebook comments, that you will win a free book. So you have to comment, Love Your Jiggle, The Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous. It's a book for middle school and high school girls. I know some people like to think, how can a book be for middle school and high school girls? Get it, read it, and you'll see. And then also my guest is going to talk about that as well. So I want to go ahead and talk to you about some upcoming things for Marvelous University. The summer tends to be busy because I camp. I go to camps. And so next week, I'm actually going to be in Missouri at a camp. It's my first time at this camp. I'm so excited. So if any of our listeners has ever been to KAA, that is where I'm going to be in Missouri next week, having my experience there. And then in July, I helped do a girls' camp in Meriden, New Hampshire. And I'm going to actually have some guests later on in the month to come in and talk about their pre-camp experience and their post-camp experience. And that will be my cousins who are going to come in and join me in the studio. So, but what's coming up for Marvelous University this summer, I'm asking you to keep your fingers crossed and just go ahead and save the date of August 11th and 12th. If you are a girl or a mom or dad of a girl who's entering 9th or 10th grade, just reserve those dates, August 11th and 12th. I will give you more information later, I promise. But just know Marvelous Girls Sleepover, August 11th and 12th. So stay tuned for that. And then also October 28th. Yes, I know we're just in June, but I'm telling you now. October 28th will be the second annual Marvelous Girls Summit. We will have that at SMU, October 28th, Marvelous Girls Summit. That's for girls 11 to 13. If you are interested in being a sponsor for either one of those events, go ahead and send an email to info@marvelousuniversity.com. We'll be glad to send you information about that, how you can join us. I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't have a daughter in those age groups. That does not mean that you cannot partner with us. So yeah. info@marvelousuniversity.com. I'll be glad to send you some information. If it's not me, somebody will quickly. So those are the two things, August 11th and 12th and October 28th. So I wanted to go ahead and again thank my soror, and I have on pink, green, and purple. That's Marvelous University colors. But my sorority sister, soror Cheryl, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to sit in your time zone. I know how you feel about your listeners. I know how your listeners feel about you. And so the chance to sit here in your chair, in your space for the summer, excuse me, is just a joy. And so thank you for that. I also wanted to say that oftentimes we have an idea and we never know how it's going to come to fruition. And what I mean by that is I have in my home, I have a mirror. And on that mirror, I have, excuse me, different Post-it notes. And I use Post-it notes because I love being able to write something on a Post-it, stick it up, and then and watch it come to life. And it could either be a dream I have, an idea I have, something that I would love to do, a place that I want to go. It's basically how I dream out loud. And then it's also for people when they come visit me at my house, they see these Post-its up. And some of them I also use for prayer requests. And I just like to keep everything visual. So on one of the Post-its in my house, on my prayer mirror, I have radio, also have podcast. Two things, right? And so when I was here as a guest last week, and then Cheryl was saying that she was going to be off for the summer, and then she said, hey, if you want, you can have this time slot. And I immediately thought, mirror. I thought about my prayer mirror. I was like, what? Because it's on my prayer mirror. And excuse me, I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know. I had no idea. I've been thinking about it. I've actually been talking to some former students who've really been pushing me to do a podcast. And they say things like, when we have a conversation on the phone, they always say, I wish that I had you, in my dorm room where I could replay this or listen to this. And I'm always like, what would I talk about, right? And so when Cheryl said that you can have this time slot, and then when I started thinking about how I can use the content and upload it and all that kind of stuff, it just made me happy. And I was able to go home and look at that Post-it on my mirror and see that sometimes it's really great to dream, and it's really great to write your dreams down, and it's really awesome to see them happen. So I encourage you, if you not, and I'm not getting paid by Post-it to talk about their Post-it notes, but I'm a big advocate of Post-it notes and writing down the things that you're thinking about and dreaming about and just watching them come true. So I'm sitting in this chair, not only because I wrote it on a paper, but I do believe in that. I do believe in writing down your dreams and then seeing them happen. But also somebody saw something in me and gave me the opportunity. So I'm extremely, extremely thankful. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and again, I'm not getting paid from them either, but so y'all see my Marvelous University shirt. I have on a Marvelous University shirt. And I'm pointing this out because Vistaprint, I love Vistaprint, that I got my banner from them and business cards and all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, for small businesses, they have this thing called a promotion box. And you can go to Vistaprint, you upload your logo, and then every month, let me see, producer T, he be known. So Vistaprint, this is it. And you have your business, you can upload your logo, and then every month they will send you different designs that they put together based off of your logo. And so the first box is free. That's the other thing. And then you can cancel anytime, because I think every month the subscription is maybe, I want to say $25 or something like that. But anyway, they put together promotional items off of your logo, and then you can even put up a picture or whatever you want. So in my first box, I had note cards, I got a couple of pins, and then they put in this t-shirt, and I'm just like, yay, right? So I was really happy about that. I wanted to also make sure I wore something with Marvelous University, because that is my heart. But then I also wanted to just shout out Vistaprint. They did a great job. I think I'm gonna do one more box just to see what they do, because I'm just interested in to see how they put it together. But I just encourage you, if you're a small business and you don't have a design eye, because I do not, they are really helpful at putting things like that together. I also know some great people who do that, and so I hope my t-shirt people do not get offended, because I will shout you out in another episode. But for right now, especially because I'm wearing the shirt that I got at the promotion box, I wanted to put that out there. And so let me tell you really quickly about my weekend, and then I'm going to introduce my special guest, and you will hear from her later on. But my weekend was one of those weekends that was extremely busy. But it was busy doing things that I love, but it was really busy. So as we all know, this is graduation season. And I know for the past 2 weeks, I have been to 4, 5, 7 graduations, right? And I mean, from a kindergarten, hey Carrington, to seniors in high school. And then I watched a graduation online. My goddaughter, Tiana, graduated from Xavier in New Orleans. Hey Todd. And I watched it online because I couldn't be there. But when I tell you I watched it and hollered as if I was in the stands, and y'all, I watched the whole graduation. I mean, cheering for kids, I don't know, just happy, because you see young people graduating. You know how hard, especially if you are a college graduate, you know the struggle, and you know that yes, Tiana graduated cum laude, but I was one of those, and I can hear my mother right now, one of them thank you laudes. And so I was just ecstatic just seeing her, and I can't talk too much about it because I'll start crying, but seeing her get her degree from Xavier. And she is a young woman who went from Palo Alto, California to New Orleans. And I don't know if you've ever been to Palo Alto, but it is not New Orleans. There is, there's nothing similar about Palo Alto and New Orleans. And so for Tiana to go and to do extremely well. And of course, I got to shout out our HBCUs. I'm just so thankful for her, and so proud of her. And so she's now back in Palo Alto, and I can't wait to go see her and visit her and just hug her. But I watched her graduation online because that's how people do now. You can stream it, girl. So that's what I did. But this weekend, I was going to a graduation Friday night, but it was storming here in Dallas. And I mean storming, where you know how they send the notifications on your phone telling you that it's flooding, so don't drive in the water because people do that, and you know you're caught out a boat. But anyway, so it was storming, and I had all intentions of driving an hour and 15 minutes to this graduation. And then I realized I wanted to be able to see this young person again one day. So driving today, it just didn't make sense. So I didn't drive. But thankfully, he had a graduation party Saturday. So Saturday morning, I got up, went to sorority meeting first. And that was long, but it was informative. And then after that, and was going to another birthday party from a 1-year-old cousin. Hey, Jeremiah, I can't wait to see you and hug on you. But then ended up going to a graduation party out in Saxe. Had never been to Saxe. That is 15 minutes past far. And then I went to a graduation party in Anna, which is like 30 minutes past far. But it was worth it. It was so worth it, because it's one thing to work with young people and to be in their lives, and it's another thing to see them in their element, in their home, with their family. And I'm the kind of person that I know I'm not their peer. And so I'm basically at your graduation party to say hi, to love on you, to say how proud I am of you. But I don't expect to hang out and sit there with your friends, because one, you don't want me there. And these are two young people who are my youth group at Hamilton Park United Methodist Church. And so I know that they don't want their youth director sitting, with them with their friends. So I don't do that. I don't even try to do that. I'm in there talking to the adults. But to be invited and to be in their homes, it's just awesome. I love it, and I'm thankful. So that's what I got to do Saturday. And then I got home and then I got a text from from a mom whose son was graduating yesterday. And she's like, hey fam, you need to get your graduation ticket for the graduation tomorrow. Y'all, I was in my driveway, like at home. And she was like, you can get your ticket tonight or tomorrow, but the time's, Sunday, I wasn't going to be able to meet her. So I put my car in reverse and I drove to Plano. So I drove because I wanted my ticket. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to not have my ticket. And so, and then I came home. And then first Sunday, I had a wonderful Sunday at church, and then had youth church, had a wonderful surprise. Tell you more about that later as this person is giggling. But then went to a graduation at the Cromwell, I think it's Cromwell Center, where I feel like everybody is graduating from that center. And I got there, thankfully, his last name is a V. So I got there just in time. I actually heard like some L's, So I got there late, but I got there just in time to see him get his diploma, and then went to his graduation party. So this has been an awesome graduation season. I'm so proud of our young people, and I really want to stress that anytime you get a chance to celebrate a young person, let's make it big. Let's make it big now. Let me fall back on that, because these promposals. I don't know, producer T, if you've seen promposals on Facebook, how people are going out with these asking people to prom. And I don't quite understand, and hopefully I think my guest is going to be able to help me understand the mindset behind some of this stuff, but we'll talk about that later. As she just giggles, But so I agree in celebrating, I really do, we should. But if we also keep in mind that they do have a future and that there will be other things to celebrate, I just don't understand the promposal. So maybe a parent can help me understand. Call in if you went all out and help your son or your daughter do a promposal, or even the reveal for prom. I've seen red carpets, I've seen pink carpets, I've just seen, the Hummers that take up the whole block. Just help me understand what is happening. Now, I agree in celebrating, but I'm also trying to figure out if we think this is going to be the only time that we get to celebrate them, so we need to go all out. So anyway, we're going to talk about that later. But when it comes to graduations, I'm all about celebrating, but I'm also all about celebrating. I agree with the kindergarten, because you graduate, so your cap and gown. But I'm not quite clear or sure on what do we need a graduation from fifth grade. I don't, the pomp and circumstance, and they go into the sixth. I didn't, maybe because I didn't get that, maybe because the only graduation I had was kindergarten and senior in high school, and then college, and then master, all that kind of stuff. But I just didn't get the graduations from fifth grade going into sixth grade and all that kind of stuff. So perhaps we can talk about that, and do we really we can just get a certificate and your summer reading list. Those are the things you need when you're going from fifth grade to sixth grade. Even from eighth grade to ninth grade, you need your certificate of completion and you need your summer reading list. Yes, okay. So those are the things I just wanted to touch on. I hope you had a great weekend. Would love to hear about your weekend. You can put a comment here on Facebook Live. You can join us on DFWI Radio, or you can even call in. The phone number is 214-317-4855. And also, if you comment, especially about Love Your Jiggle, the Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous, if you comment here in the Facebook Live, my publisher has agreed that we will do a giveaway. If you are the 1-2 persons who have not yet purchased Love Your Jiggle, the Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous, you can find it if you go to my website, marvelousuniversity.com. You can also find it on crystalspiritinc.com, so you can make sure to get your copy of Love Your Jiggle, the Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous. We are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I am going to introduce you to my very, very special guest, y'all. Again, I just posted, when it's all about writing stuff down on your post-it, but I will introduce you to her when you come back, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
I told you, boy, you're doing this a million miles per hour.
No, just right.
This is the whole world. Like I said, you're not going to be nervous anymore.
Okay.
I told you.
Hey, y'all. Hey, cousin.
Actually, you have a really good gift for this, too. Hey, am I lying, though? You sound like a natural. You really do.
You got me crying up in here. Oh, hey, Todd. Oh, Todd, please tell Tony I'm praying for her. I'm praying for you, too, but I'm really praying for her, because we ready to meet little Tara. It's a T. Okay. You ready?
I guess so.
Your family gonna call back in. What they gonna say?
I don't know.
Teacher, you gonna scream the call?
I'm sorry to say, just don't even pick up the phone.
Whatever. No, honey. Okay. Okay. Do you know this song? Girl, this? Okay, so A.N.E.R. is my favorite artist. I went to her concert in Oakland, and I sat there and cried because I felt like nobody else was in in the concert except for me and my girl Angie, and we cried.
But you can feel her like.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm telling you, I sat there and I cried. I really did. Okay. I'm ready when you're ready. Wait. Because I feel like I'm like, okay, so I'm not talking too fast.
No.
Being you.
I am. This is why I love this
That's why
song.
it's called air radio personality.
You know what I'm going to ask? Put your purse over here because I don't want anything to interfere with the breeze. I want to be able to see it. Okay.
All right.
Hello, and we're back. This is Shanterra McBride sitting in for Cheryl Richner on Mocha MoB. We're on DFWI Radio, and Mocha MoB normally stands for Mommies of Boys. But for the summertime, it is going to stand for Marvelousness on Blast. You see that? You see that, MOB? You see? Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Y'all love it. Don't you love it? I love it. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, so it is time to introduce my special guest, y'all. I met this young lady. Well, I can't even say we met then. So I was a keynote speaker at this event that the Junior League and Dallas Women's Foundation put on. It's called the Best Self Conference. And so this was April 29th. And so I was a keynote speaker. And what I love about doing events like that is I'm with girls. It was a conference for girls. It was wonderful. Girls came up and said hi. I gave a book away and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was a really wonderful day. Well, that evening, I received a message in Instagram from a 14-year-old girl who was at the event and who told me that she wanted to say hi because, you know, she really liked what I said and all this kind of stuff. But her friend was not as hype about me, the shade, as she was. And she told me this. Like, she told me this in the Instagram. She was like, I wanted to come up and say hi to you, but my friend didn't think you were all that. And so I decided not to talk. And I was like, oh. But anyway, she told me how she enjoyed the conference and all that kind of stuff. And so I replied, and I was just like, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please keep in touch with me. And y'all, she did. And I think sometimes as adults, we can say stuff to young people, and one, we don't think they're listening. But the other thing is we tend to act surprised when they actually do what we ask. And so I was like, oh, so we have been communicating through Instagram Messenger, not text, not Instagram Messenger. So she surprised me yesterday and showed up at church. And I was I squealed. And I was really, really excited to have her. And I knew, of course, today was coming. And so I just asked her, I was like, hey, ask your mama if you could come to the studio with me and be on the show with me. And her mom called and said, yes, you know, she can go with you. And so I have to introduce you to Kaia. And I'm going to turn this around so y'all can see Kaia, if I can figure out, well, I can't figure out right now. But Kaia, say hi. Like verbally.
Hello.
Okay. And so Kaia has a mic, and I'm just going to ask her a few questions. Also, if you are just now joining us, if you want to call in, you can call in to ask questions. The number is 214-317-4855, or feel free to put a question here in the comments on Facebook Live or on dfwiradio.com. We would love to hear from you. But Kaia, hey girl.
Hi.
How are you? Good. Y'all, she is a smile. She smiles a lot. And I think I do too, but I think she wins. She what? I'm just saying. Okay, fine. Yeah. And she also, she has the sweetest spirit. And I must tell you this, like, I think, Kaia, we communicate like I said through Instagram, through Instagram Messenger. But I'm just so thankful that I'm thankful to meet you. I'm thankful to finally meet you in person a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just glad that you're joining me here today in the studio. So how are you feeling? How's your morning going?
My morning is great.
Your morning is great. Is it a marvelous Monday?
It sure is.
It sure is. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna actually turn the camera to Kaia, and y'all can see. Can you see her shirt? Breathe. We have been breathing all morning long, like breathe and out loud, just because I think our nerves are both
crazy.
We're pretty nervous. So, Kaia, tell me about you. Well, y'all, you're from Atlanta.
Yes.
You're from Atlanta. How do you like Dallas, or do you like Dallas?
I like Dallas.
You like Dallas? Why do I act surprised? I was born and raised here. I'm like, really? You like that? No, you like Dallas.
Yes.
What do you like about it?
The weather puts you in a good mood.
Ooh.
It just, but the weather is bipolar. So, but I like the weather.
You like the weather. What else?
The people are nice.
The people are nice. Awesome.
Welcoming. And it's been a good experience so far.
Awesome. It's been a good experience so far. Now, you've just completed your first year where? Lake Highlands High School. How did you do?
Good. I passed all my state tests and got commended.
Well, of course you did. You know what? Let me just pause right here. When I meet a young person who I know, and I know we haven't known each other for a long time, but that whole I passed, duh. Okay. That is, of course you did. Yes, you did. And you got commended.
Yes.
Awesome. Give me some up top. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Now, I have a few questions for Kaia, because I think since we are going to put marvelousness on blast this summer, and this is going to be all about raising your marvelous girls, I wanted to hear from a teenage girl, 14 years old, right?
Yes.
But your birthday is coming up. When is it?
July 19th.
July 19th. So we are both summer babies. Mine is June 25th. It is an international holiday because it is my birthday. All gifts are welcome. And just celebration. If you even just want to say, hey, let's meet at Starbucks or wherever you like to get caught, do that. But June 25th is coming. So anyway, back to Kaia. So I wanted to hear from a real live teenage girl, because I have questions. Okay. I have questions. Now, I do consider myself an expert on teen girls. Somebody wrote that one time when they introduced me, and I was like, yes, expert. Yes, expert. So, but there are a couple of things that I'm not, I need clarity on, and I figure you can help me. Yes? Okay. The first thing, these promposals. You were in a high school. Did you know of anybody that did you see the promposals on the internet?
Instagram, yes.
What do you think about that? Honestly. Am I overreacting?
No.
Okay.
People rent out Lamborghinis and a whole bunch of stuff. And so some of it has to do with their appearance. Mm-hmm. To the prom. So,
I love how she gets extra nervous when I turn the camera to her. And I get it. So I'm gonna keep turning the camera towards you too.
But it coincides with each other. So the look, everything has to be spectacular.
Everything,
just on point.
So do you think when you become a senior, you're gonna want an elaborate ask? Like someone is gonna have to interrupt the school day and, get everybody involved. Do you think that you're gonna want that? And tell me, because maybe I'm just old fashioned. Not old, but old fashioned.
Okay. Not really. It's not like I want a fancy type of get together. But I do want to look spectacular.
Oh, spectacular.
So I want to feel spectacular.
Absolutely. You know what?
So that's, yeah.
Okay, I I can agree with that. I can agree. I love how you're using the word spectacular. Because I'm all about, you know me, I'm all about being marvelous. And I love spectacular, and you want to look and feel spectacular. And if it starts with the way you're asked, perhaps that also carries over into how you come out for prom, what your dress you have on. Because you can't have this elaborate promposal thing and then you just show up in a Sonata. Like, you know, so you got to, no shade to the Sonata because I have one. But you can't just show up. And so it starts with the promposal.
Yes.
That's how it starts.
Yes, and it has everything to do with your mood. So if you have just spectacular surroundings, your mood can just alter with it.
Yes. Okay. Maybe I'm just, because I went to prom back in 19. And because don't nobody need to know. Don't nobody, you know, no one needs to know when I went to prom. But I promise you, there was not a promposal. I don't even think anybody in my class had anything like that. I think we truly, you just knew who you were going with, and then you just showed up. I don't even remember a limo. Anybody who graduated from DeSoto in anyway. Can you? Did we have limos? Did people go to prom in limos?
I came out 93. I'll tell my age. Okay.
I don't care about telling my age. Again, June 25th, birthday. So I will be 43. So I graduated in 92. And so you had limos? I don't remember a limo. Did y'all have promposals?
No, wasn't no such thing.
Wasn't no such thing.
You knew who you were going with.
Basically, you already knew who you were going with, so you didn't need this elaborate sign. Because, and I will say, as an assistant principal, the school where I had the opportunity to serve, it was in California, and my students definitely did elaborate, and it wasn't elaborate, though. It wasn't elaborate ask, not like what I've seen on the internet.
Because we didn't have internet then. Remember that. There
was
no social media when we was in school.
So you're saying they're doing the promposal for social media?
That for the show of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, now she want to co-sign and say yeah.
I mean, well, you got to look at it. It's clever, though. It really is. It kind of puts it. What it really does, though, it can make somebody upset because they feel like you put them out there on the spot.
They have to say yes.
It's like, oh, damn, you're going to do me like that? So if I say no, everybody's going to.
Let me tell you, true story. There were girls in where I was who felt like they had to say yes when they were asked to prom because the day was interrupted. This person had gone through all this stuff. And even if they did not want to go with this person, they felt obligated to say yes. Yeah. And I would be in my office just upset. I mean, here I am, the assistant principal, and I am hearing girls tell me they don't want to say yes, but they feel like they have to say yes. And I was just losing my mind because at that point, I'm hearing girls say, I'm having to agree to something that I don't want to do. And if it's starting with a yes to prom, even though I don't want to go with this person, but because they've gone all out, then I would be concerned about not only the prom, what happens after prom. You see what I'm saying? Because if you didn't want to say yes, but you felt obligated because this person went through all this trouble. So then after prom, you don't want to go to a hotel with this person. You don't even want to talk to this person. But because of what they've spent or because of how elaborate the ask was, you feel obligated. So I just have, so that really, I would be so nervous. I would always be nervous. And so to parents, let me go ahead and say this. If your son is preparing for this promposal next year, because I know we passed prom, but I wasn't on Mocha MoB during the prom time, so I have to say this now. If your son is going to ask someone to prom, and you know they are going through this elaborate way of asking, please pause and ask why. Why do we have to do all this stuff? Ask about expectations. And get him to go ahead and talk about his expectations. And then moms of daughters, if you know that your daughter is preparing for her, to be asked to something and it is elaborate, ask her to name her expectations. Get her to talk about that with you out loud. Because I promise you, a lot of this stuff, like what Producer T was saying, a lot of this stuff is you setting them up And then girls and boys are ending up saying yes to something that they really don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so Kai, I'm telling you right now, when it is time for your senior prom, and I know we have 3 years, I'm probably not going to let you do a promposal. I'm probably not going to let you, I've just destroyed just all her senior activities. Because and if so, I will have a lot of questions for the person planning the promposal. Because what I've learned also is that y'all know when this thing about to happen, because you got to have your eyes on fleek. You got to, do people still say that? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So you got to have your, your lashes in, your nails, and because you want to be ready. But I will have questions, because I would want to make sure, get the expectations out on the table from the beginning, so that there's no question when prom is over, how you going to your home, Joker going to his home. Not that he a joke, I'm just saying, we're going to set the tone early. Is that good? Yeah. You just agreeing with me? Mm-hmm. But I mean that, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. The other question, you see this? Hey, Miss Tanya. Who is Tanya Young Leverett? Do you know that person? Who is that person? She giggles. She is just giggling. Who is this person?
A mentor that I've met in Atlanta.
Hey, Miss Tanya. How you doing? Oh, my goodness. Aren't you so proud of her? She said, that's my baby. Thank you for listen, this relationship is truly because of Kaia. And man, Kaia, you love Kaia. So you know how she is. And so this is truly because of her. So Kaia, here's my other question I have so that I can understand young people. Help me understand, okay, when we taking pictures. Okay. You know where I'm going with this? Okay, mm-hmm. I'm going to turn the camera to you. So when we're taking pictures, and I got to show y'all what I mean. We're taking pictures, and then I see girls do this. That whole tongue out thing. What in the world? Help me understand, because I see it, and not only from teenage girls, I see it from adult women. And these are just things that I'm trying to understand. What does it mean?
I don't think it's because he say, she say. I think it's just in style.
It's just in style.
And it just that's their style of taste, personally.
Okay. Is this like the whole duck lip phenomenon? Remember the duck lips? Yeah. When everybody was doing the duck lips?
But it's over with. So that was a phase.
Oh, the duck lips is over with? Yeah. We survived, y'all. Okay.
So I don't see that anymore.
Oh.
Not as much.
But the tongue out is that's the new thing. Yeah. Is it a phase? Do we have hope that it will pass and be over with soon?
No.
No. But Kaia, when we do that, when we take our picture and we doing that and then we stick our tongue out, is it cute?
It's not cute. But
people gonna be mad at me. But I'm just asking.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
So.
Okay, so I have a request.
Right.
The next time you take a picture, and I'm going to post a selfie of Kaia and I, and neither one of us stuck our tongues out. But and I'm so glad. Did you think about it? Did you think about doing it? No, you didn't think about doing it. Okay, why?
Because.
Say more.
So me to finish my sentences.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary. I know trends come and go. I do. I get it. And Miss Tanya said, talk closer to the mic. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Tanya. So I know trends come and go. And I know that every trend is not for me. I totally understand that. But I do try to understand, and especially when I'm seeing girls present their best selves, and when girls are on social media, and I want to understand the phase. And if it is a phase, like the duck lips, thankfully, waddled itself on out of here. And I'm wondering if the same thing is going to happen. I also tried to think about, was it because of Snapchat? And you know how the puppy?
Yeah, it's before that.
It's before the Snapchat. Okay, so see, I have a resident teenager in here. And so I just wanted to understand, what was it about? And you're telling me that it's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. I even asked her, was it because somebody famous did it? And it doesn't have to be...
They just add on to the trend, basically.
Because famous people are doing it too?
Yeah.
Really? It's not cute to me. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking, just smile. Just smile. Just smile. All right, so Kaia, I would love to hear your thought. Okay, so when we met and we talked, like I said, through Instagram, I will tell y'all how to follow me on Instagram and other social media stuff. But Kaia, I know that you had the opportunity to read Love Your Jiggle, The Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous. I would love to hear your thoughts, and you are going to talk in the mic,
Okay.
so people can hear you. I'm just saying, that's actually Miss Tanya saying it too. I'm not the only person saying it. Because Miss Tanya, she's giving me a look like I'm getting on her nerves, and I'm trying to figure out, but I'm just asking you a question. So tell me, what did you think about Love Your Jiggle, The Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous?
It is very, very necessary.
Why?
It's beneficial to life.
What was your favorite part?
It had to be about the body image and friendships.
Okay.
Because it's like you have to know your worth. So you have to know your worth.
Absolutely.
So it goes hand in hand in what you expect from a person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the utmost to me.
So body image, in the book, I asked girls to think about the words that we say to ourselves when we're talking about our bodies. And because I don't think that a lot of girls will start talking about themselves and saying a lot of positive words to themselves about their bodies. What do you think?
That's true. Because it's like last night I typed in body image into Google, and then the first thing that popped up was the definition,
Mm-hmm.
and then something about eating disorders.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's negatively talked about
Mm-hmm.
more than the positive.
Than the positive. So one of the things that I wanted to really get girls to start thinking about when it comes to their body. I know that girls are bombarded with messages every day, all day. And like you said, if you put body image in and you do a search on it, most of the stuff is not going to come up celebrating your body. And I think that girls and women, us grown women, should celebrate our bodies. And I am all about celebrating. I'm all about being able to stand in front of the mirror. What? She giggles. She giggles. What do I think every girl should do?
Stand in the mirror and look at yourself.
How?
Naked.
Butt naked. Not just naked. I want every girl to stand in the mirror, and I would love for girls to look at themselves, and you can't say and speak truth, speak life.
I feel like the first time, or when we go look in the mirror, the first thing we look for is a flaw.
Absolutely.
So and then it takes some time for us to look at ourselves with some positivity.
Yeah. The first thing we look for is a flaw. We look for something that's wrong. We look for something that needs to be fixed. And if we, before we even get to the mirror, if we start thinking about, what am I going to see when I get to this mirror? And if we start thinking, I am going to see an amazing person, I'm going to see a marvelous young girl, I am going to see a marvelous young woman, I'm going to see somebody who is fierce, I'm going to see, that is before we even make it to the bathroom mirror. You see what I'm saying? And so by the time we get to the mirror and we turn the light on, and it's like, yeah, it's like, because you've already spoke life to yourself before you even get there. But oftentimes, just like what you said, we're going to the mirror, oh, here we go. And then we immediately turn on that light and we're prepared for the flaws. I would love to change that with girls. I think that if we can get girls to start seeing themselves as being born marvelous, as seeing themselves as someone who, while they were being formed and shaped in their mama's womb, that they were being shaped to be absolutely amazing. And so,
Can I ask you a question?
Producer T got a question.
What is a flaw according to who?
Kaia? I mean, when I think of flaws, I think, of course, it's based on the messages that society gives us.
Exactly. So you're saying this is a flaw because it doesn't look like this.
Right. And we make decisions.
And that's poisonous.
It's completely, and what's happening is it's starting younger and younger with girls.
Because a flaw is what? See, a flaw is something we see as imperfect, correct?
Right.
There's no such thing as perfect, though. There's one man that may think a woman is flawed, but I actually love it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So flaws, and I don't like that word flaws.
I know.
It's a very poisonous word.
But people making millions
Yeah.
because we will look at ourselves and we see flaws. Like people are making millions.
And it infiltrates the minds of the young women more than anything.
Yeah, yeah. But, and I mean, I would also say that because of what we think, because we believe someone else's truth. And so if I'm believing the maker of, I don't even know, the freshest lipstick right now. I remember one of them Jenna girls was making a whole bunch of money. Kylie, thank you. See how I need young people around me. So if I believe that my lips need to be plumper because, hello, they are already pretty magnificent. That if I would have bought her, and a lot of girls did
But
that.
This come from someone that didn't have lips from the get-go, though.
Well, yeah, but because of their platform, because of her platform.
But she had to get work done to get to our level of.
But we still believe that platform. Instead of being able to look, that's why I'm really encouraging girls. And I know this is also development stage, and it's going to keep changing over time, and you're figuring yourself out. But if I can get girls to just start knowing at the jump, I was born to be marvelous. There may be things that, I want to work on, like I mentioned earlier, Janet Jackson. I will not ever probably get her body. And that's cool. But I don't look at that as a flaw on me, right? When I see girls buying product and girls doing dangerous things with stuff that they see on YouTube, right? So I'm trying to figure out, how can I get girls to start believing the truth, which is they were born to be marvelous. When I hear the word flaws, I always think, yeah, no, I'm pretty marvelous. And so there's nothing that somebody else can see as a flaw, but because before I get to the mirror, I'm already speaking truth. I'm gonna ask you about this week because I'm gonna wanna know, how are you speaking to yourself before you get to the mirror? The other thing I wanted to ask you about, so you said body image, and what was the other one? Friendships.
Yeah.
Friendships. Tell me, what do you consider to be a real friend? What is a friend? How would you describe a friend?
Personally, I like a friend that is very supportive.
Okay.
And understanding.
Supportive and understanding.
I'm not saying you have to be there for me through everything, but it's like just the support.
Just the support. Okay. When people talk about support, I hear the word loyalty a lot. Would you support a friend who was doing something that wasn't good for you or for them, but yet they wanted you to have their back, they wanted you to stay loyal, even if they were doing something that you didn't agree with or that you knew was not good for them?
No. Now, I will let them know all the possibilities that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can't do anything to change their mindset, I will find a way. I wouldn't support any bad habits.
Okay, I wouldn't support any bad habit. See, this. Thank you for saying that, because I think so many times people think in order to be a good friend, it means that I have to support you even in even in your mess, and that's not that's not a good friend. Now, there is a way to show that I love you, that I care, that I'm here for you. Like you said, I want to talk to you through it, but I can't support bad behavior. That doesn't mean that I'm disloyal. That doesn't mean that we're not even friends. I'm just not going to be able to go with you when you're going down that road. Yeah. Now, I told Kaia that I was going to do a quick round. And these are quick answers that I want you to just burst out there. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. Favorite song?
Right now it's Wale, They Need to Know.
Okay. Sour Patch Kids or Twizzlers?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids? Yes. You got to say it loud because that's my favorite one. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer. Pink or green? That was a setup. I'm sorry. That was a setup. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Tell me favorite group. Y'all have groups? No. Does your generation have groups? No. They don't have groups.
We don't have groups.
How you don't have a group? Can you think of a singing group right now in your age group? We had
H-Time, we had Jodeci,
we had SWV, we had Escape, we had
Escape is coming back out now.
Escape is coming back out, but the fact that she said Escape coming back, Miss Kaia must be that she's great. Y'all don't have group. Y'all are missing your generation.
Well, the music is watered down too. It's not like it once was. They don't preach love and sing about love.
No.
So,
they give instructions.
Yes, they do.
And so, I'm not going to criticize your culture because I think it's important to stay connected to the current culture. But Kaia tells me all the time that she likes old school. But when I ask her what old school is, it was. What's your favorite song when it comes to old school?
It's just really just old music.
Old music like in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. But again, not criticizing your culture, but yeah, y'all don't have groups. Y'all don't have like my friends, not me because I'm not a dancer, but my friends used to come up with routines, and we were like pretending to be people and like TLC and just girl groups that were around. And your generation musically right now you don't have that. And I'm starting to wonder, do you think it has to do with there's a lot of focus on me in your generation, and I wonder if we can encourage the groups to come back or encourage people to work with each other, because being in a group means collaboration. It's a team. It's you got to know your part. Did you watch the New Edition movie?
Some of it.
Okay. That is a requirement. I have it because I think the New Edition movie on BET, shout out to BET for even having the New Edition movie, that was awesome, and that was a group. So anyway, we gotta go because our time is almost up. I went so fast, but I want to make sure that I once again said thank you to the original Mocha MoB, Miss Cheryl. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. And for the summer, y'all, we have some special shows coming up. The Monday after Father's Day, I'm going to be in the studio with some dads of girls, and they're going to share their experience in raising. We have a dad who has very little girls. And then also later on, I'm going to have some guests in here to talk about pre-camp and then post-camp. And you can find me on Instagram at Marvelous Shanterra. You can find me here, of course, on Facebook. You can also find me on Twitter. Please follow. If you go to marvelousuniversity.com, you can see my blog. Please subscribe to the blog. That'll also keep you updated on things happening with Marvelous University. If you know of a girl who could benefit from Marvelous University, please send me an email at info@marvelousuniversity.com. Also, if you have not yet purchased Love Your Jiggle, The Girl's Guide to Being Marvelous, you can also find that there. And I think that's it. Did I cover everything? Everything. Hopefully y'all will join us. I won't be here next Monday because I'll be at camp, but I'll be here the Monday after that. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed our show. I look forward to connecting with you this summer. Have a beautiful, marvelous Monday, y'all. Bye.